Okay, well, hello, good morning, and welcome to the latest presentation in Phoenixville Public Library's Community Services Spotlight Series. I'm Mark Pinto, and today we have in the spotlight Wings for Success. Wings for Success is a Chester County-based organization, nonprofit, that provides apparel, advice, and advocacy to women for interviewing or other employment needs. And with us today is Jill Laufenberg, the Executive Director of Wings for Success. Jill, welcome. Thanks for taking the time to talk about your organization today.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for providing us this opportunity to share. Can I just jump right into who we are at Wings for Success?
Jump right in. Yep.
To share my screen with everyone and share a little bit about who we are and what we provide for the community. See here. Oh, wait, is that my? So our mission at Wings for Success, we started 23 years ago in Westchester as a welfare to work program. And that essentially means that we were providing interview outfits and the tools needed to succeed in an interview to procure a job. We have changed over the years. We're no longer just about interviews. 62% of the women we served last year were currently employed, and they wanted to either advance in their careers or they just needed assistance in having the clothing that was required for their current employment to maintain that employment. We now provide also workshops that really assist women in reaching a place of economic security or stability. We're helping them establish goals and learn how to create a budget, even get to a place where they could own their own home one day. So it goes well beyond just the employment, and it's really bringing them to a place where they are stable. So we are a nonprofit organization. We have 2 locations in Chester County. We are no longer in Westchester. We've been in Fraser for 12 years now, going on 13 years. And Kennett Square for the last 5 years. And to give you an idea where we are in those locations, in Fraser, we're right off of Route 30 in a small shopping center. And in Kennett Square, we're also in a shopping center, in the New Garden Shopping Center. That's actually really convenient because there's a bus stop there. In Southern Chester County, transportation is a really big deal. And so being able to be accessible to women in need is really helpful in our Kennett Square location. We also have bilingual volunteers and staff at the Kennett Square location. So essentially, we do provide the clothing for employment, whatever the needs are. Right now, we have a client here who is doing house cleaning. So she needed non-slip shoes. She needed undergarments. I like to say that we build dignity from the bottom up by providing underwear and bras and socks for women. It's not just the outer pieces. And so whatever their needs are, we carry it. So we even have a rack of khaki pants here that are for women working at Target or Rite Aid, where that's a part of their, essentially their uniform. Pre-COVID, we were providing medical scrubs for women. We continue to provide medical scrubs for women and the shoes that are necessary. 72% of the women are actually single mothers. And so after food, rent, childcare, transportation, usually the last thing these women have is money to take care of themselves. And so we are providing that and meeting that need for them so that their money that would otherwise be spent on clothing could be allocated elsewhere. You see on here, we have one-on-one advice sessions. So that is also something that has changed within the last 5 years. We used to call them job seeker sessions. But now those one-on-one advice sessions, we have financial advisors who volunteer with us. And those are the ones who are helping with budget setting, goal setting, and assisting women in reaching a place of financial security. And then the workshops are also job related and financial related. So the job related things, it could be anywhere from how to update your LinkedIn page and create an updated resume that is in line with what is out there these days. It has changed quite a bit. If you have not been updating your resume, it's an ever-changing process that's happening. But LinkedIn, 90% of employers are actually finding new employees through LinkedIn. So that is also a big deal in coaching those looking for employment through those steps. And again, it's really well-rounded. We even provide workshops that are focused on wellness, how to handle stress, and meditate. So it really goes beyond just those initial steps in getting the job necessary. So here's some pictures of clients in the past year. Some of these were actually going for interviews. The one who took a picture in her bathroom, I love that one because she actually emailed us and said, I feel so good on my first day of work. Then we have the medical scrubs. We have a woman in there who's a house cleaner. We even have a woman that recently came to us for her certificate of citizenship ceremony. So she just came to us for an outfit for that. Whatever their needs are, whether it is for that interview, whether they just got a job, whether they're going through their nursing certification program and they need their uniforms before they even get their first paycheck, we're there to help them. So as I was mentioning, there's a lot of topics underneath these one-on-one advice sessions. These can be done virtually. They do not have to be done in person. Although I think there's something to be said about face-to-face, which we are fully operational face-to-face if individuals are comfortable with that. While all of us are vaccinated on site, we do still wear masks with clients for everyone's peace of mind, frankly. So this can be out of the comfort of their own home virtually, or it can be in person at either one of our sites. We also will meet somewhere in between. So we'll meet at libraries with clients, whatever is convenient for them. So workshops, we are actually starting a new program called New Choices. And that's actually a state program through PA Women Work. And at the end of these 6 workshops that the women will go through, they will actually receive a certification. And this is something that they can put on their resumes that if they feel like the resumes are lacking because they never went to college, these workshops actually equip them to not only handle conflicts in the workplace, be able to have professional discussions with coworkers, but really it's equipping them to also advance in their careers. So we are providing certifications now. This is a new workshop that we're doing, but all of those are available on our website, the topics. Anything that's open to the public will be on our website. We do a lot of private workshops for what we call referral partners. So those are nonprofits in the county that are working with any vulnerable population of women and girls. I have to say, we did, as part of a prevention, I like to call it breaking generational poverty. We provide workshops and clothing for teenagers as well. So to help those girls get off to the right start and in choosing a career and starting their first job and making sure they are successful. So you can see right here some of the workshops that we are offering. We do go through social media. That's also something that has changed over the years in helping people really consider their footprint that they're putting out there and cleaning those things up. And as you see here, we go into details with budgeting. And again, we have professionals that lead those. It's not something that we put together on our own. BB&T Bank is a partner of ours. And so is M&T Bank in facilitating these workshops. We even have a Dress for Less workshop, which is really quite educating. It comes with a list of thrift shops locally where women can go and buy clothing. We want to make sure that they are out on their own and they don't have to continue to use our services at Wings for Success. We're not successful until they are successful. So even equipping them with those details that when you are beyond Wings and you are in your employment, how you can actually continue to maintain your wardrobe for your employment. So these are the different places that we are on social media. Our YouTube channel has really been filled up in the past year because of everything being virtual. We are also starting to provide webinars on our YouTube channel. But right now, most of those things are for our supporters and our volunteers more than clients. It tells stories. There's videos, client testimonials on there, videos about how we've been serving during the pandemic, and even stylist training, because every woman that comes to us actually has a one-on-one appointment with a personal stylist. Part of that is to give them a little VIP treatment and make them feel special. But the other part of it is some of these women don't even know how to put their clothing together for their work or for an interview. And so we provide what we call capsule wardrobes, 9 to 12 articles of clothing, show them how to mix and match so that it can last up to 2 weeks of employment. So that's about it, about Wings for Success. I just put it all together in that little bundle there. I hope it all made sense.
Yeah, I have some questions for you, Jill. So these services are provided for free to women?
It doesn't cost a thing.
And do you have like a vetting process, or how do you financial requirements?
It's such an interesting question. So most of the women coming to us are coming through what we call these referral partners. So they are coming from nonprofits working with a vulnerable population of women. So that could be domestic violence. It could be women struggling with homelessness, overcoming addiction. So veterans returning to the workforce, they're coming to us through other organizations. So some of the ones that have already presented through the library in these series are some of our partners, and they already have, they go through a vetting process with them. And typically most of the women that come to us, we don't like to ask questions because there's circumstances. A lot of them might be coming to us not ever thinking they'd have to walk through our doors. So even if before they even are recommended to go through the domestic violence center to us, we had a woman that fled her husband with only the bathing suit on that showed up at our doors. And so we don't require anything financially, and it's usually their stories that really are their vetting process for us. But they are all in different circumstances. And frankly, 94% of the women that came to us last year made $30,000 or less a year, which really, if you're not aware, to live in Chester County, in order to be financially stable for a family of 4, they need to make more than $45,000 a year.
And the clothing that you have, you purchase that or you get donations? How does that work?
So there's certain things that we absolutely do purchase or we require brand new. So some people might do a donation drive for us. Bras and underwear, socks and stockings are the obvious ones. The not so obvious ones are the medical scrubs. So we require the medical scrubs and the medical footwear. We like that to be brand new for the women. Some of the hospitals do have scrub drives for us, but those scrubs are just optional for the women to select to have additional scrubs. But really everything we're providing is brand new. And to give you an idea of that cost, it's $25 for a set of scrubs. Each woman gets a minimum of 2 sets of scrubs for her employment if she's already currently employed. And then the rest is donated to us. Often we have what we call holes in our closet. So a lot of times it's plus size clothing we don't get enough of. And our age demographic that we're serving is younger. And so we want plus size clothing that is on trend and makes them feel confident. So we have volunteers who actually keep an eye out for sales, and they will go out and get items. They'll even go to some of these thrift shops that we mentioned and get items to fill those holes in our closet.
Are you still looking for volunteers right now?
We are always looking for volunteers. We did lose quite a bit of our volunteer base, particularly at our Fraser location. Those were a lot of them older volunteers, and they weren't comfortable with the pandemic. A few of them have decided not to come back. They said, you know, it's time for me to retire from this volunteering. So we're constantly looking for volunteers. Previously, we were really only doing dressing appointments in the mornings, so up until noon, which really was not convenient for our clients. And so now, thanks to the pandemic, our scheduling is based on what is convenient for them, for those clients. Some of them might already have a job, especially those nurses. They're working 12-hour days, and coming in before noon on a weekday does not work for them. So we look for volunteers on the weekends, on weeknights. It's up to the volunteer to tell us when they're available. We have it marked down. And when we have a client that needs someone at that time, we go to them. It's the same thing with workshops and one-on-ones. We have a great team of professionals that assist with them, but that's entirely up to them. So we'll put out there, hey, we have someone who wants to sit down and go through their LinkedIn page. And we email just volunteers. I apologize for my phone. I should have turned my sound off. We email those volunteers who do the one-on-one advice sessions, and one of them will say, I'll take that one. So it's completely flexible for volunteers in what they're providing and doing for us.
We have someone with us this morning. Did you have any questions? You can feel free to unmute yourself if you'd like to ask. Okay, maybe not.
So, Mark, I'll just add one thing in case there's anyone out there that would be interested. We are always looking for Spanish-speaking volunteers, and that does not need to be in person. So even if they wanted to help in calling clients who are looking to schedule appointments, we are looking for volunteers to assist with that. Stylists, even coming and being on our site, whether there's steaming clothes, the increase in our Spanish speaking clients, it went up from 25% to 38% last year. And we're on track to almost be half of the clients we're serving are Spanish speaking. And that's mostly in our Southern Chester County site at Kennett Square, but also there's opportunities that can be Spanish speaking volunteers can be doing remotely. They do not need to be on site to be volunteering with us.
All right, well, Jill, thank you for helping shed some light on some of the wonderful services you guys provide. You're really a valuable resource for women in our community, and thanks for taking the time today.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks for the opportunity.
Take care, and thanks everyone for joining us for today's program. Have a good day now.
Take care, you too.